Carrie here. So excited to be in week number 2. This is your first yoga class of week 2, and we're getting ready to just kind of relax, restore, and spend some time communing with our bodies. Cool. So I'm gonna have you have at least 1 or 2 blocks. Something else I like to use is I like to use a second mat as a bolster if I wanted to use that. You can always grab a pillow. Those are great things. And then, of course, having your water with you, making sure you take water breaks anytime you need. Remember to modify as you need to. If I don't offer something that makes you happy with modifications, then do whatever your body says. I'm going to be showing more modifications. Carrie's going to be showing some of the next steps and some of the different postures that we do. But that's all. Let's get started. So we'll start in a seated position. We'll just close our eyes and bring the palms of your hands to your knees. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. And as you're breathing, really follow the full breath all the way down through the end. As we're practicing together today, remember, wherever you are, there might be some distractions and noises and things that come through. Just make an intention to let those things bother you maybe a little less than they normally would. Start to tuck your chin gently into your chest and let your head start to roll side to side. Breathing along the way. Allowing yourself to get a little quiet, get really introspective about what your muscles are telling you, and about how your body is settling into this moment. Go ahead and bring your head right back through center. You'll reach your hands up towards the sky. Big inhale, let your head fall back, look right up through your fingertips. On your exhale, you'll V out your arms until you turn your palms to the ground and tuck those fingertips right back behind you. Bend your elbows back a little, open your chest, feel shoulder blades pull in. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Another big inhale and big exhale. Slowly bring yourself right back up through center. And you'll walk your hands right over your knees. Stretch right over your crossed legs. Tense your fingertips a little, or maybe even use blocks to support you. yourself right back up. Reach your arms back up towards the sky. Deep breath in as you rise. And we'll beat out those arms once again. Turn the palms down, turn those fingertips back. And you'll switch the interlace of your legs. Just bending your chest up, bending elbows back. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. A big breath in. And we'll walk our hands forward and fold right on top of your crossed legs once again. Supporting yourself where you need to. Reminding yourself that this is a restorative, slow flow practice. You're just giving yourself permission to move a little slower, move mindfully, and restore your balance. Slowly lift your body right back up, right up through seated. And you'll come forward into tabletop. So hands come right underneath your shoulders. Knees right underneath your hips. Start to come through cow and cat. So your belly pulls down, your heart pulls forward. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, round through your spine. Press the ground away. Inhale, belly down, heart opens forwards. And exhale, round back through your spine. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Start to come back forward through tabletop. We'll actually move your hands about 2 inches forwards. You'll bend your elbows backwards a little and we'll come back through cow. So we're bending those elbows, letting the belly pull down, heart pulls right forward, deep breath in. And this time as you exhale, you'll round back through cat, you'll touch your fingertips, and then sit yourself all the way back down into child's pose. So you'll keep your knees the way they are. On your inhale, we'll rise up and belly pulls down, coming right into our cow. And on your exhale, you're rounding back, tenting fingers, and sitting yourself back down. Inhaling at your very own pace, and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. The next time you come back down to child's pose, you'll stay right there in child's pose. Let your forehead relax. Just settle right down. Continuing to connect with your breath as you move and as you settle. To come right back up through tabletop. Curl your toes and lift your hips up towards the sky. We're coming right back into downward facing dog. So in down dog, you're going to pedal out your feet. Right now you're feeling out your calves and your ankles. Do 1 or 2 sun salutations. Walk your hands and feet together to the center of your mat. Bring your hands to your shins, halfway lift, look forward, deep breath in. And exhale, fold yourself right back down to the ground. Roll up to standing, arms lift straight to the sky. Deep breath in. And exhale, fold yourself right back down to the ground. Halfway lift, look forward, deep breath in. Walk yourself back into a plank. Take a deep breath in. Lower your body to the ground, so knees might drop first. All the way down. Come into cobra, so hands stay down. Lift your chest up maybe 3 inches or maybe a little higher so your rib cage comes off. Then exhale, bring yourself right back down to the ground. We'll rise through tabletop. And come right back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Inhale, rise to the balls of your feet. Walk hands and feet to the center of your mat, in towards one another. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold back down. Roll up to standing, arms lift to the sky. Deep inhale. And exhale, fold yourself right back down to the ground. Halfway lift, inhale. Walk yourself back through that high plank. Maybe this time you stay up through that halfway lift, or maybe you lower all the way to the ground, up to you. We'll come into up dog or cobra. So cobra is what we started with. Up dog is with our arms straight. Come right back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Lifting your right leg up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Stay right there on your exhale. Make sure our hip bone is facing towards the ground. Maybe this left knee comes down. Maybe you're here in tabletop instead, if that feels better to you. And on your next exhale, you'll step the right foot through your hands into lunge. Feel free to grab blocks to support yourself. The left knee comes down to the ground and you'll point those left toes to the back of the room. Let your heart pull forward. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, we'll straighten our front leg and fold. So you can let these toes just gently come off the ground, but we're not flexing the toes. Inhale, bend your right knee, heart pulls forwards. Exhale, straighten and fold. So we're really working with a lot of these fluid movements. Inhale, bending. And exhale, lengthening. Inhale, bend, stay right there. Now we'll curl the left toes underneath your heel, lift your left knee up off the ground. Another deep breath in. We'll come into a wide leg pyramid pose. So just straighten out both legs. You're keeping the toes on the ground. And then inhale back into your lunge. So heart pulls forward, deep breath in. Exhale, straighten both legs and fold. Inhale, bend your knee. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, bend your knee. Exhale, straighten and fold. Stay right there. Hold and breathe. You might walk your hands a little to the right side. We're adding a little IT band action. And if you have blocks, you'll bring those blocks along for the ride. And if you do take that twist, you make sure that you're still feeling the ball of your back foot stay grounded. Gently walk your hands right back through center. Take a look back at your left toes. We'll find our warrior 2 feet. So drop the left heel down to the ground so the back edge of your foot is parallel with the back of your mat. Now take a look up at your right heel, your front heel. It's intersecting the arch of your back foot. So if there was a line coming from your front heel, it would go all the way down to the center of your back foot. Take your right hand to your right leg and then lift up to warrior 2. Hold right here, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. So as we're here in warrior 2, that right knee stacked right on top of your right heel. Make sure it's not going way ahead because that's going to hurt our hip flexors. Flip your palm, reverse. So reach this right arm way back behind you. Left hand might come to your hip or maybe wrap around your back. And come right back forward through warrior 2. We'll straighten our legs. We'll parallel our feet. And now we'll find warrior 2 to the back of our mat. So you'll turn your left toes to the back of the mat. You'll bend back into this left knee. And now we're looking over our left fingertips. Inhale, reverse this warrior to the back of the room. And exhale, come right back through warrior two. Straighten both legs, parallel both feet. Arms lift towards the sky, deep breath in. And exhale, fold down to the ground. Turn your toes in a little. And let your head hang. Kind of flat back for a moment, deep breath in, look forwards. And exhale, fold your body right back down to the ground. You might start to bend your right knee a little, keeping that left leg straight. Just bend your left knee a little, keeping your right leg straight. And at your very own breath pace and own movement, you're just moving a little side to side. Right back through center. Walk our hands to our right foot. We'll come back through our lunge. Move blocks if you have them off your mat. Step back through high plank. And you have an option to come through tabletop and cat and cow back to down dog, or take a vinyasa at halfway. Deep breath in and deep breath out, all the way back to downward facing dog. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Lift your left leg to the ceiling. Deep breath in. Stay right there on your exhale. Keep both hips facing forward. Another big breath in. Maybe you drop your knee. And you'll step that left foot through your hands into lunge. Drop right knee down to the ground. Hands can come to blocks. Inhale as your heart pulls forwards. And then exhale, straighten the left leg and fold gently. Inhale, bend into left knee. And exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, bending. And exhale, straightening and lengthening. Inhale, bend. We'll hold right here. We'll curl right toes underneath. Lift the right knee up off the ground. Of course, you can always keep knee down. We'll continue. Exhale, straighten both legs and fold, but we'll keep our feet where they are. Inhale, bend, heart pulls forward. Exhale, straighten both legs and fold. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten and fold, and hold right there. Walk your hands a little over to your left. Maybe bring the blocks along with you. But we're keeping our feet grounded where they are, so don't move those at all. Giving yourself about 3 more breaths right here to hang. And I always say about because all of our breaths are a little bit different. But just notice if you're breathing in a really shallow way and try and make sure that you're breathing all the way through the end of that breath, and that's when you move. Right. Walk your hands right back through center. We'll bend back into our left knee. We'll find our warrior 2 feet. Just take a moment to see those feet, and then you'll rise up to warrior 2. Look right through those left fingertips. Take a moment to actually look down at your feet, feel your alignment, maybe take up a little more space, right? We're not in a rush here. And then we'll flip this left hand, reverse. So the right hand might come to your hip. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Come right back through warrior 2. We'll straighten both legs, parallel our feet, reach hands up, deep breath in, and warrior 2 to the back of the room. Adjust your feet if you need to. Flip your palm, reverse, deep breath in. Come right back through warrior 2 on your exhale. Straighten both legs, parallel both feet, hands lift to the sky. You might choose to take a bind this time at your low back. Maybe you hold onto a strap here. And now exhale and fold down to the ground. Inhale, and deep exhale. Feel free to release that bind to the ground at any time. And we'll start to move side to side, but maybe a little deeper this time. So bend into this right knee, maybe come all the way into a snake squat. So you'll be on the ball of your right foot and lift the left toes up towards the ceiling. And keeping both hands on the inside of this right knee. And then walking your hands over to the left side, lifting your right toes towards the sky, and keeping the left ball of the foot down. And then just moving side to side. Now if that is a little too deep for you, then you'll stick with what we did before, where you're just very gently bending one knee and then the other knee without letting anything come up off the ground. So continue with that, finding your own kind of flow and movement. And eventually come right back through center. Walk your hands all the way to your left foot into a lunge. You'll step back through high plank. Option to take that high to low plank up dog, down dog, which is our vinyasa or drop. And come through cow and cat. And then come right back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Lift the right leg towards the sky, inhale. Step your right foot through your hands into lunge. Keep the left knee lifted off the ground this time. Rise up to the sky, full crescent. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. So we're going to work with a little bit of balance here. So bring your hands right down through your heart. And we'll hover this left knee about an inch off the ground. Feel free to drop the whole knee to the ground if you need to. Inhale, straighten out both legs. You're working with some balance there, and then reach your hands up to the sky. On your exhale, you'll sink. You'll bend your right knee, left knee towards the ground. And inhale, reaching up and straightening. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And inhale, straighten. Now hold right here. Bring your hands to your hips. Come into our triangle feet. So that means we're going to let this left heel come down to the ground. So take some pressure off it first. So kind of similar to our warrior 2 feet, but now our right leg is straightened. We'll open up both of our arms. We're going to let this left hip bump towards the back of the room. We'll reach forward with our torso and slowly let the right arm come down towards our leg. If you're using a block, bring it to the outside edge of your right calf so you can work with nice alignment here. And this left arm, if it gets tired, just bring it to your hip or maybe right back behind your head. And you're holding here for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. All right, bend into your knees a little bit and then use your core strength to lift your torso up. Straighten out both legs, parallel both feet, and then we'll find our triangle to the back of the room. So we'll turn those left toes back. We'll feel this right hip pull towards the back of our room. Let our torso reaches to the back of our mat, and now our right arm lifts up and over. Now, if you don't have a block, you can always just hold on to your shin. And the goal here is not to touch the ground. If you have a practice where touching the ground is part of it, that's okay. But don't feel like you need to. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, exhale. So bend knees a little bit. Use your core to rise back up through center. And then we'll parallel both our feet. So we're in this wide-legged stance. Hands come to hips. And we'll come into horse, goddess, or sumo, squat, whatever makes you happy with what we call it. Just if you have a moment, just look up at your screen so you can see what's going on with our bodies here. So notice how me and Carrie, our feet are at the same angle as our knees. That's really important here. Our bums pull back, but our chest pulls it up and lifts. Bring your hands down to your thighs, fingertips face down. And we'll let this left shoulder start to dip down to the center. And so we're pressing with the left hand into your left quad. And then look over this right shoulder. So we're getting a spinal twist, but we're also strengthening. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll come back through center. Tip your right shoulder down, press into the right hand, look over that left shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come right back to your center. We'll stand tall, turn toes forward, arms lift to the sky, deep breath in. And we'll exhale, fold right back down to the ground. Coming into that wide-legged fold. Walk hands over to your right leg. You'll step back into downward dog, and if you're feeling powerful today, maybe you take that flow all the way back to downward dog, up to you. Deep breath in and deep breath out. You'll lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, step your left foot through your hands into lunge. Get your body ready to rise to crescent, so make sure you feel strong and supported through your legs. And then you'll lift your arms up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Working with our balance, hands come right down through heart center. We'll hover the right knee just about an inch off the ground. And on the inhale, we'll straighten everything out and reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, bend it all. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, bend it all. Inhale, engage your core as you straighten your legs. Exhale, bending. Inhale, reaching, stay right there. And we'll pivot the right heel down to the ground. The front heel still intersects the arch of your back foot. And we'll find our triangle for the second time on your left side. So the right hip pull back, torso pulls forward, deep breath in, deep breath out. Maybe this time you take a core supported version of this, so this left arm extends. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, exhale. Come right back up with our torso parallel our feet, and then we'll find a triangle to the other side. Reach back, left hip pulls back, and left hip to hand to sky. Make a little bend in your right knee if you feel like you are locking out that knee. Another deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Inhale, exhale. So we'll come right back up through your torso. We'll turn both toes in the same direction. And we'll sit back down into a second one of those horse pose squats. Sink low, bottoms come back, chest lifts up. Now this time we're going to bring our hands down to our thighs to start, and we're just going to find out what we can do with a stretch here. So you might end up wanting a block here to support you. So starting here, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're finding our maximum. So walk your hands over to your knees. How does that feel? And if it doesn't feel good, then just bring them right back. A big breath in and big breath out. Walk your hands down towards your shins. See how that feels. Inhale and exhale. Maybe walk your hands down towards your ankle. See how that feels. If that feels no good, maybe use a block. Another deep breath in and deep breath out. And maybe hands come all the way to the ground, and we're just holding right here for 3, 2, 1. Gently straighten your legs. Stay in that fold. Turn toes forwards. And we'll walk our hands back through lunge to the front of the mat. And either step straight back in a downward facing dog or take that flow through. And we'll sit right back into child's pose. Grab some water if you need it. Just getting the bodies warm so that we can sink into some other spaces a little better. Slowly start to rise up back through tabletop. Now you have a decision. You can choose to come into half pigeon or into figure four. So Carrie is going to come into, which one would you like? Half pigeon. Take half pigeon. Okay, so I'm going to come into figure four. So we'll start on the right side. So in half pigeon, your right shin will come across the mat, and you'll sink down into this left hip, making sure both hip bones are facing forwards. And if you'd like to come into figure four, you can take a look at me. And I'll come onto my back as though I'm coming into a tabletop. And I'll cross my right ankle over my left quad. So it's kind of like I'm making a four with my legs. And then I have this little donut hole between my legs. I'll take my right hand, I'll put it through that donut hole, and I'll connect it with my left hand underneath my left knee. And just relax back. So make sure that your head can come back to the ground. And I can turn sideways so you guys might be able to see me better. And just hold here for the next 3 breaths. So Carrie's going to slowly come up onto her hands and then sit down onto her right glute and let her left leg come all the way around. And with me in figure four, I'm just going to go ahead and sit up, and I'm going to let this left shin come down and come into an easy pose. Then we'll straighten out both legs. We'll bring your right knee in towards your chest. You cross this right ankle over your left quad, and we'll take a twist. So this left knee could bend into your hip. And so you make sure that you're on both glutes and able to feel stable on your sit bones. And then we'll take a twist to the right. So the right hand comes back behind you. Now this left elbow hook right next to your right knee. So either way, you can have a leg straight or you can have one knee back. Up to you. You're here for 3, 2, and 1. Come right back through center. Straighten out both your legs. Press your hands into the ground behind you so your fingertips are facing towards your glutes. You can keep your legs straight, or you can come into a reverse tabletop. So we're coming into reverse plank or reverse tabletop. So on your next breath in, you'll lift your hips up towards the sky. Deep breath in. Stay, exhale. Another big breath in. And big exhale. So this tabletop version is the modified version. What Carrie's doing is a little bit more challenging. And on your next exhale, sit yourself right back down. We'll cross our legs and come right back through downward facing dog or tabletop. And you'll find your way into your half pigeon on the other side. So half pigeon can come, left shin comes forward. You'll extend that right leg back. Or you'll come into your figure four on the other side, which would be on your back with the left ankle now crossing over your right quad. Your left hand coming through that donut hole and holding right on to the inside of your right knee. Whichever one works for you. I'll turn right up like this way so you can see. And this should be a relaxed place for you. So don't strain to hold yourself up. If you are struggling trying to hold yourself up in this figure four, then release the hands and let the foot just relax in the ground. Just close your eyes and breathe. for your next round of breath. Slowly find your way back up through that seated position. So Carrie will come up onto her hands, sit down onto her left glute, and let that right leg come around. And I'll just sit up. And then we'll straighten out both of our legs. Bring our left knee up into our chest. Cross this left ankle over your right quad. Maybe bend this right knee. And let the left hand come back. And right elbow hooks next to your left knee. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Right back through center. Straighten out both legs, and we'll take one more of those, either reverse bridge or reverse plank. Again, I'm going to come into that bridge, and Carrie's going to come into the plank. So on your next breath in, lift your hips up to the sky. Deep, deep inhale. It's a good stretch for your shoulders. Holding here for 3, 2, all the way back down. And then we'll go ahead and actually roll onto your back. Rolling onto your back. Now take a block if you have one. Maybe a pillow, maybe a bolster, whatever it is. And you're just going to take that block and put it right underneath your low back. So we're supporting ourselves in a supported bridge. Just let your arms relax down by your sides. Bring your hands to your hip bones. And we'll straighten our legs up towards the sky. So keep that block right underneath your low back. And if you don't have a block, you can always go ahead and sit on your hands instead to support you, to keep these legs flying. Just take some ankle circles, point and flex your toes, just wiggle them around. Try to spread your toes if you can. Just sending so much gratitude to our feet for all the work that they do for us. Go ahead and bring your feet right back down to the ground, back into that bridge. We'll press down into our heels, lift our hips up, move the block out from underneath us if you have one. And you'll bring your knees right up into your chest. Let's roll side to side a little. Take a twist. So let your arms open wide, let both knees fall over to your left. Look over to your right side. Deep breath in. Maybe this left hand holds your right knee down a little. Deep breath out. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. And your body come right back into that natural rhythm. Come right back up through center. Let both knees fall over to the other side. In the opposite way that you're twisting.
through center. We'll come into reclined bound angle. So Supta Baddha Konasana, the soles of your feet touch, your knees open wide, and your whole leg comes down to the ground. And if it feels good, you might support your knees with blocks. Just close your eyes and relax. And from here, if you're comfortable here, stay. We'll come into our final resting posture, into Shavasana, bringing your knees together, straightening our legs, down our mat. If you're finding you have any low back issues, putting blocks underneath your knees might be helpful. For one breath, reach your arms up to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, and fall all the way back behind you. Open up right through your chest. Maybe linger here a little longer if it feels good.